Hey, my darlings, and welcome back to Tuesday's Thought, our reflective 10 minutes on thoughts and feelings and responses that have arisen from the previous weekend's full episode. And I was sitting here reflecting, what are my thoughts? What are the things that arose after recording that last episode? And the strongest theme is around these gossamer threads that connect us. And as I was listening back to it, I was really struck by that phrase. And I don't know if it's something that I've picked up from somewhere else. If you recognize it from another writer or speaker, then or poet, let me know. But it feels very resonant. And I was thinking about how these gossamer threads that connect us, they weave through our lives. They weave from, our point of beginning to our point of closing. And they interconnect us with all of the people that we are in relation with. And through that web, interconnect us with everybody in the world. You know that phrase, the 7 or 6 maybe degrees of separation, how we're all, interconnected with each other in some way. And then I was thinking about my dad and a conversation that I had with him this week, and how, it's really curious for me to be separated by such a long distance of geography from him, and to be separated by such a long distance of geography from my own son, who's currently living and working abroad, and how those threads of connection, they still hold us strong. And then today I received something really beautiful from a client that I'd worked with. And they reminded me of something that I had said to them, which was, maybe the making of something is enough. Maybe we don't have to do something with the thing that we create. And I think for anyone who has a sort of, this kind of strong creative urge, often there can be a sense that it has to be for something, for a particular audience. We're often told we must niche, we must know who our audience is, we must anticipate their needs. But actually, often the art and the act of creating can be enough in itself. And in some ways, I feel this interconnects with this whole idea of these gossamer threads, that even in the act of creating, if it doesn't have to go anywhere, but the act of it sends out one of these gossamer threads, and the energy of that can interconnect us. So those were the thoughts that arose. And then I was thinking, okay, well, what else? What else is really practical? I'd sort of set this kind of thing, for these Tuesday thoughts, that there needs to be something practical to it. So I turned to my love words. And if you're not familiar with those, they're these inner oracle cards that I've created. And you can buy them from the website. They're really beautiful. A single word, and you draw the word and you see what it says to you, how it speaks to you, because you are the only expert on you, obviously, and only you will know how something resonates within you. And each of these words has got multiple meanings. So I drew 3 words, and I've got them in front of me. I haven't turned them over yet. And I just wondered, well, what might these reveal about this this concept of these threads of connection, these gossamer threads. So I'm going to turn the first one over now. I'm a little bit nervous. That's funny. So the first one is pleasure. Gosh, well, that speaks volumes to me. The pleasure of connection and also the importance of human connection. And we see this again and again, don't we? How when we become fragmented and disconnected, we become isolated, and it's actually much harder for us to access the well of happiness that is within us. You know, the well of pleasure that is within us. And you know, we are communal creatures, and we need this interconnectivity in order to feel a deep sense of pleasure in our lives. And that web of connection is also about connecting into the land. And that reminds me of, you know, I woke up this morning and I drew back the curtains and I waved out of the window because I was saying hello to the day. And that's a thread of connection and gives me deep pleasure. Oof, the next word is power. Oh my goodness me, these words, they know some stuff. The power of connection, the power of these gossamer threads, because you know, gossamer is light and it is strong, you know, and the more, a bit like our kind of neural pathways, you know, the more we sort of weave these threads, you know, the stronger they become. So that's why when we make a connection with another human or with another living being, another living element of some kind, and the more we make that connection, we are strengthening that bond. And so these gossamer threads, they start to form something that is unbreakable. And so there is deep power in that. And then the third word, oh, this is definitely one of my words. The third word is allow. When we allow ourselves to be in connection with each other, when we allow ourselves to be in connection with ourselves, that is full of power too. And there is pleasure in that. And also something about allowing ourselves to feel pleasure is a power in itself. So there, yes, I think that sort of, that's enough. That's enough for today. And the point of reflection, the point of reflection for today feels to me to be something around really noticing these gossamer threads, really noticing where they are in each of our lives and how wide and vast they actually are, even if in a moment or a long time they feel small. But actually, when we sit with this concept that we are all interconnected beings, then and we recognize how our energy ripples out from us just as other people's energy ripples out from them, then that maybe enables us to begin to tap in more deeply to this truth that we are all one. So see how that lands. And I send you such love and a hug and a wave.